Hello from Myrtle Beach. Today we are at Broadway at the beach. It's a huge entertainment, dining, shows. They've got it all here, all kinds of shopping. We are going to take you on a tour, show you what's new here at Broadway at the beach, and give you an update on all the new construction. Hi, I'm Carmen. If you're new here, we cover everything in Myrtle Beach and the surrounding area. If you're a return viewer, welcome back. We are so glad to have you with us. There's been a massive amount of progress on some of the new construction, but I did want to mention that Elsie's Playground is open. I get a lot of questions. Did the construction close it? It did temporarily, but it is back open. And of course, there's a Toys-R-Us right across from the playground because that's a really good location. But let's come look at this construction. There is a lot going on. We're going to give you this view, but we're also going to give you an aerial view as well. In fact, let's cut to the aerial view right now so you can get an overview. This is going to be a Yeehaw Brewing and Old Smoky Distillery sort of combination of entertainment venue. They're going to have live music, they're going to have food, they're going to have drinks, all kinds of stuff. Let's go around the corner and get an even closer view. This new entertainment venue is set to open in 2026. And for those of you who haven't been following along with us on the videos, it is replacing what was the Key West Grill, Johnny Rockets, and also some of this land used to be the lake. They filled in some of the lake to create enough space for this huge venue. Now that I'm down under it, you really get a feel for just how big this is. And we're actually going to go up on the bridge and give you yet another view. So my understanding, which could be wrong, we don't know exactly what it's going to be because this is the first time those two companies have done a joint venture. They're out of Tennessee. It's the first time they've done a joint venture together. And so we don't know exactly what it's going to be like until it opens, but I think it's going to be a lot like a House of Blues type venue. Obviously, they're both a brewery and a distillery, so there will be, bars involved, but there's also going to be food. There's also going to be entertainment, and you can just tell the size of this venue. I mean, it's just huge. So I'm hearing live music, live acts, so it's going to be really, really cool. And if you're wondering where it's located, so we're right across from the American Tap House. Hard Rock Cafe is right here. You used to have the old fountain right here. We showed you when they removed that. And then over here you've got Charlie's, and down here is the Avenue. And I want to mention the Avenue before we go up on the bridge and show you a better view of the new construction. The Avenue is where you can kind of come, when they have a special event, it's usually down here. Like if there's live music outside, it's usually down here. But you've got a whole bunch of things with the Dave & Buster's at the end. You've got the Wonders Theater, you've got Melt around the corner, you've got Voodoo Brewing around the corner, Wahlburgers. So there's so much stuff down in this area. Last time we filmed this, some of you asked me what they were doing in here. So this is what they were doing. They were replacing, this used to just be plain concrete. They've replaced it with this sort of lighter colored concrete and this brickwork. So let's head up on the bridge and take another look at this. These arches are new on this bridge. I'm not sure what they're for in particular, but they are new. And then over here is that other view that I promised. So like the Johnny Rockets was over here sort of right against this bridge, and then you had the Key West Grill. And then, like I said, a lot of this land, even some of this right in front of us, was part of the lake before, but there's still a big lake. People have asked me about that. The lake's still big, still beautiful, but that is what they did to create this massive structure here. We're now looking in the opposite direction, and we will go all the way around and show you the front of this. This is the old Liberty Tavern. And so we've been bringing to you each month. They are doing a massive amount of work. They've added this huge deck, but now they're starting to tear away the siding and completely renovate the outside. And we know they're doing work inside as well. And you can see how bad a shape that building was in, because if you haven't seen our other videos, this place closed in January 2020, never reopened. So it's been sitting for 5 years. Really over 5 years at this point. So I'm sure it's not in the best of shape. So can't wait to see that. Big Fish is supposed to be taking that over. We'll bring you more news on that as soon as we have it. Here's ice cream candy. They've got candy as you would expect. They've got Dubai chocolate. They've got ice cream, all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of candy and ice cream stores here. You got Aunt Annie's. Got all kinds of shops. So even though we're going to focus on what's new here, I just want to give you a taste of what Broadway at the beach looks like. So the main thing here, I would say, is shopping and dining, but they also have a bunch of rides. They have a couple of theaters. They have a great magic show. That's the Wonders Theater that was down on the Avenue. We've got videos of that if you're interested. If you ever want to find a video on our channel, just go to YouTube go to the search and put in Carmen and Brian, and then put whatever you're searching for. So Wonders Theater, for example, and it will come right up. Also, if this video is helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up. That helps other people find our videos, and we greatly appreciate that. Wanted to give you this view across the lake. So we're at one end of the lake, and then the other end has that Hampton Inn way in the distance. There's another view where they're working on the Liberty Tavern. And then over here is WonderWorks. That's another video we have. If you'd like to see what the inside of WonderWorks looks like, we've got that on our channel. You can decide if you want to spend your money there. And we've also got indoor of the Aquarium here, Ripley's Aquarium. We'll pass that later. Definitely recommend that. That's actually one of our favorite things here. Right next to WonderWorks is one of these sections of rides, and this section has more kid-friendly rides. The Ferris wheel obviously is family-friendly for everyone, but there's also a lot of rides for the little ones in this section. This year is Broadway's 30th anniversary, Broadway at the Beach, so they've got a lot of really cute photo ops set up where you can get your picture made. Also, I want to give a shout out to the Grumpy Monk. We get questions about where should you eat if you want to eat somewhere local. We definitely enjoy the Grumpy Monk. They've got burgers, they've got sushi, they've got all kinds of stuff. You'd be able to find something there that you would like, and they are locally owned. Now, I guess they're a chain because they have like a couple of other locations, but definitely locally owned. We're back around to Liberty Tavern, or what used to be Liberty Tavern, and they are really stripping it back to just the base, which it does not surprise either of us at all after it sat empty for so long and unused. So it'll be really, really cool to see what this looks like when they're done, since they're just completely gutting it and starting over. Definitely looking forward to seeing more. We're now where there's a bridge that you can kind of cut across if you don't want to go all the way around. We've got It's Sugar, Quiet Storm. There's a Build-A-Bear behind me. So I wanted to show you, this is where the other rides are. These have more thrill rides. You've got that Speed XXL, you've got the Beast. You've got this fountain here blocking a lot of it, but there's a lot of sort of thrill rides. There are some family-friendly rides like the classic swings, but it's mostly thrill rides on this side. When you come to Myrtle Beach, is Broadway at the Beach on your must-do list? As locals, but who also used to vacation here before we became locals, we would definitely recommend it, especially if you're staying in the direct Myrtle Beach area. But even if you're staying a little south, a little north, it's kind of worth the trip. There is a similar place in this area in North Myrtle Beach called Barefoot Landing. It's owned by the same people, but it's not quite the same. This has a little more energy, definitely a lot more rides. And I would say Barefoot Landing is a little more chill, and we've got videos of that too if you're interested. But let us know in the comments if this is on your must-do list. We did put out a short on YouTube showing this, but just in case you missed that, again, celebrating their 30 years, they've got this pretty amazing sand sculpture. It's got a huge birthday cake over on this side. Here's some information about it. Really, really cool. Why does something look like a sandwich right in front? I don't know what that's supposed to be. It looks like a sandwich. Oh, Brian says it's a burger. And then over here, this is new since our last one, the patch at Broadway. Let's walk through the pumpkin patch and check it out. This is pretty neat. This is the first year I remember them doing something like that. Pumpkins are for photo ops, okay? Well, let's take a look. Oh, and they've got a hay maze. So this would be fun for little ones for sure. I see all adults out here enjoying it today for the most part, but pretty neat. Definitely a nice addition. That's a good photo op right there. Very cute. I love the little witch hats as well. Oh, and there's a nice photo op as well, the Boo. This is pretty good if you're short. I'm very short, but I'm not this short. Hay maze here. This is pretty neat. Pretty neat looking. Let's go around the corner over here and check out the other side of this and see what's over here. So yeah, nice new addition. I didn't even know they were doing this. Oh, that's a cute little, again, I'm not even that short, cute little photo op over there, and it looks like another one there. So that's pretty neat. And then this is PopStroke right over here. That you can actually park over there if you're going to PopStroke. This is, it's sort of like mini golf, but it's not the traditional kind you think of with all the, you know, windmills and that kind of thing. This is more serious, but I mean, any age and anybody can play. You pay and you play all day. You pay one price, play all day. And they also have a couple of bars and restaurant. It's really nice on the inside. Again, we have a tour of that if you are interested. Here's some more information. Sounds like they also have still walking, balloon artist, face painting on certain dates and times. So you can pause this if you'd like more information. Right here where PopStroke is, this is the Key West shops. This is the newest section. It's not super new now, but it's the newest section here at Broadway at the beach. You can kind of tell by how it looks. You got the Hangout over here. The Hangout opened like, I want to say it's like 3 years ago now, or maybe even longer. But all these other stores keep sort of moving in. This one to my right still doesn't have a store in it. We'll keep you posted. They had someone moving in and then they kind of pulled out. So we will keep you posted. And then the Mulligan Golf Shop actually just relocated from another section of Broadway at the beach. But if you're not familiar with the Hangout, it is a huge, as you can see, restaurant, multiple bars. They also have music. They have an amphitheater. We'll show you the amphitheater as we walk around the corner here. So pretty cool. I know some of you have left me comments. If you're, just so you know what to expect, they do have dancing on the tables and stuff like that. And I know some of you said that wasn't your cup of tea. But anyway, just so you're forewarned, so you know before you go. But here you go, here is the amphitheater, and then we can look at the upcoming music and stuff here, and this is free. So there again, you can pause it if you'd like to see that. And then this right here is another, this has some really cool photos. We showed it in a previous video, so I'm not gonna show it in detail again, but really cool retro photos of the 30 years at Broadway at the beach. One more ride that's definitely worth mentioning that we haven't shown is this classic carousel. This actually came over from the Pavilion. If you remember the Pavilion, leave that in the comments below. The Pavilion was an amusement park and also a big center, a big building that was right on the beach in downtown Myrtle Beach. But sadly that amusement park is no more, but at least they preserved this beautiful classic carousel. We have made it around to that Hampton Inn that I pointed out that was across the lake. So now we're at the other end of the lake. You've got Margaritaville. There's the Aquarium that I mentioned as well. And there's also something new right over here we're going to show you. But I want to mention this hotel that's behind us. There's their pool. We do have a couple of different videos on this hotel. We've stayed there, I've lost count of how many times. This is a great place to stay and do a staycation, or if you're staying in the off season, unless you want to be oceanfront. We're only a little over a mile from the ocean, and you get this great view. During the summer, they have fireworks some nights, which if you get a lake view room, you might be able to see. So it's a pretty cool place to stay. We've given you a tour of this in a previous video. If you'd like to see that, I believe it's 2 videos back of our Broadway at the Beach tours. But this Black Flag forge is pretty cool. You can forge like your own sword or your coin. It's got like a pirate theme. It's really neat. Definitely worth checking out. Here's Ripley's Aquarium. As I mentioned, one of our favorite things to do here. We definitely have tours of that. Check it out. And they've got a new goldfish exhibit. But our favorite thing here, I think, is the sloths. And so a tip from us to use, get here early. They open at 9 year round, and they are open year round. They don't close. Nothing here really closes for the off season. They might change hours, but Ripley's doesn't. Get here early, and unless they change the schedule at 9:30 a.m., they do a sloth feeding, and that is your best chance to see the sloths. So kind of skip the other stuff, go see the sloths, and then you can go back and check out the rest of the aquarium. If you'd like to learn more about Myrtle Beach and the surrounding area, be sure to click on the video on your screen right now. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.